Yo, what up, though, everybody? Everybody tune in today to the Pop Culture 223 podcast. It's your host, Heavy Metal Lifestyle. So, before we get into the show, please smash that like and subscribe button at the bottom somewhere. Smash that boy. We trying to be everywhere like space, baby. You know, put us out to the world. Let everybody know what the pop culture has got going on. You dig? So, we need all the love, and we appreciate all the love and support. Hey, we got a good one today, man. I've been trying to get this dude on for a minute, man. We've been having conversations. He is from around the way. He is from the Michigan thumb kind of area, so to speak. He gonna tell you exactly where he's from. But I've been trying to get this gentleman on to talk about a bunch of different stuff. But just so happens he's launching a new product, a new platform, and he's giving us the first crack at it here on the Pop Culture 223 podcast. So I am so listen, I was so geeked about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm gonna tell him whole bunch of times thank you, but just tune in. Like I said, everybody smash that like and subscribe button, and we about to get into the show. I want the man to introduce himself. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Rustic Arms.
Yeah. What up, though?
Hey, what up, though? Hey, I ain't got enough money to got them little things that Arm Atlas got. He can hit like bing, bing, bing. So
Cut
I
it
got
out, man. Cut it out.
no old school. You know, you got to bring the thing in, a little horn and
Yeah.
shit. But you know, what up, though? Official. What up,
What's
though?
good with it?
What
How
it
you
do,
living?
man? Hey man, hey, I'm good. I'm blessed, and I know you blessed. It was a long day today, and I'm glad that
Yeah.
you scraped out some time to get this done. This interview. We've been talking for a couple of years. And I've been following you. You've been following me. I've been admiring what you've been doing, the grind, the hustle, the
God.
ideas. Like I told you before, even with the Instagram posts, your social media, like man, this dude always on here with a conversation. I'm like, why he don't post nothing on his Instagram feed opposed to his stories? So I was like, you know what? If Rostic in his stories, I gotta get in my stories. So
Yeah, that's it. That's it, man.
So for the ones that don't know, man, just give a slight introduction to who you are. Like who we got on today. Hold on.
For
Go
sure,
ahead.
for
Hit it.
sure. My name is Daryl Rostic. I am the owner of Rostic Arms. We are a firearm manufacturing company, primarily producing AR-15s. That's how I got in the industry. And today we are previewing a new platform. Happy to be doing it with a fellow Michigander. I'm excited, but I've been in firearms my whole life. But I learned about it in the hood way. And then when I got of age to do it legally, like everybody used to think I was mad crazy for being in the guns the way I was. And then COVID happened and everybody got in the guns. So I took the progression. I became a firearms instructor. Then I became an FFL dealer. The whole time secretly working on my plan to be a manufacturer. God opened some doors for me. It happened. We launched a rifle company. Business was great. And now we're about to take a pivot. I think is going to be dope.
So tell them the difference too. And if you don't know, y'all probably do because you know, hopefully, most people that watch is firearms guys, and the people that don't. But we're here to educate, right? So tell them the difference between a firearms manufacturer and just selling firearms, because some people may think that you just a firearms seller, that you just sell firearms FFL, but you are a manufacturer of firearms. So this explain the difference, just so people can understand
Yeah, for
exactly,
sure.
like it's levels to it, and what people don't understand is like a FFL, but then you got a different FFL that you can actually make firearms. So just tell them the people so that they can understand.
For sure. So typically, most firearm retailers are a 01 FFL. They're a O1, which means all they do is buy firearms and resell them. I am a '07 FFL, which means I'm a manufacturer, meaning the in the eyes of the ATF, I am the same as Glock, Sig, Smith and Wesson, Canic, Daniel Defense. We are Rostic Arms. We manufacture our own firearms. So I'm not just buying Smith and Wesson guns and then scraping our logo on the front. Like that's not what this is. We are actually machining and manufacturing firearms Shout out to all my friends and family that make it possible. But yeah, this is us. Like we are on the same level as a Daniel Defense or anything like that in terms of what we do. Now we will be there as far as sales soon, but we got a
Well,
little way to go.
right, because and most of the time, people they may just be like, "Well, I thought he just sell firearms," and most like you said, and I'm
Right,
glad you clarified one key thing in there. Like, you're not just buying uh, a upper and a lower piece, right, and just
right.
throwing parts in there from part kits and saying, "Hey, this is a Rostic Arm built." You actually have your logo on there. You got Rostic Arm
Oh yeah,
logo,
for sure. Like
and do about to say, do you got
we
do
can
you
show
have?
you right from raw billet aluminum, right? Like this is our design. That's the dope part. One of my friends told me that it would be brilliant marketing wise to make sure that our lowers look unique because you want people to see the rifle from far away and be like, oh, that's a Rostic. I know it's a Rostic because I see the line pattern and the logo. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, this is all us. Like I said, it starts off as a raw block of billet aluminum and it just goes from there serialized. Like I said, the serial number kind of tells the story. Because if this was somebody else's, it would still have to say Anderson Manufacturing or Daniel Defense or whatever. But because we manufactured it, it has to say Rostic Arms.
So that's okay. And I thought I was thinking about this. It's two things. One, for sure, when people, and I know this for everybody that's listening. This is real talk. I have shot it. I haven't like ran it. But when the homeboy CJ, he's a customer of
Yeah.
Rostic,
Shout
has
out
the
my big
rifle,
bro.
and we had matches shooting it. People do walk by because he got a. It's a green one. It's not just a black one, but I think it's a green or whatever color he got on there.
Hmm.
People do stop and look and ask what that is. Now, everybody to each their own with the ARs, but if you put a whole bunch of ARs in the line and people just walk by, it is what it is. But somebody actually stops and look and say, "Hey, what is that?" And then you're like, "Oh, that's a Rostec Arms. Who is that?" Then you start telling them, we may get you another follower, you may get you another customer or whatever. But people do stop and look and last like, what is that? Because I-
Dope.
I'm gonna say because of that, lower stands out amongst amongst whatever's on the ground. Daniels, any rifle, LWRTs, cats, nice armament, whatever. But when you see that, they be like, "Oh, that's a Rustic Arm." So it kind of it stands out in amongst of other brands and whatever. I do that, know that for sure. I can speak on that because I was
That's
there
dope.
when
That's
people were
dope.
asking. And the other thing, how does it feel to know that you got your name, legacy, your name on a piece of material that people actually bought, purchased, ran, and actually tagged you and showed you? That one old dude, man, I ain't gonna never forget that. He got him a firearm, a rifle, and it may not have been like a high value or whatever it was, but he was so excited for him to get himself a rifle. And I was just like, and this might have been a year ago or 2 years ago, but I just remember
Hmm.
that situation. He was like, the old man was like, "What you got me? You got me what? A Rostec Arm rifle? For real?"
Yeah.
That dude
Yeah.
was amped. And I'm just like, "Hey, that did it for me."
Man, bro, it's such an amazing feeling, bro. Like for my kids, that's really the thing. Like I wanted to show them like in Grand Rapids, which is where I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. People with my last name are typically known for felonious activities, for being a little rougher around the edges. Like that's what we known for. And so to be able to take my last name, make it mean something positive, uh, for people to see us in the community doing gun violence prevention events, for them to see, and it's coming from a gun manufacturer. Like, hey, we want to show y'all how to do this responsibly. As somebody who makes the firearm as well as carries every day and teaches others how to do so, like it's an amazing feeling, bro.
So, and I know, listen, we want to talk about this second part two, we want to talk about phase two of Rostec Arms, with this new drop. But it's just some things that we have to know, and I want people to understand,
Yeah.
because when one, where we come from, it's taboo, right? It's 100%.
Hmm.
What I do, even on my level, the things that I do, and I do stuff on my level that's huge in my world, my community, in my little world. In your world, what you do is huge. But when people see you, and like our the homies in the family or whatever, what do they say? Like, dog, you make gun, like, you make a firearm. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you
Yeah.
make? I hope I ain't gonna ask you this stupid question to ask, but they see you, and they see, like, they look at you a little different. They ask you, well, my name was like Action Jackson. You think you Action Jackson? You out there running around with them doing Rambo things and this and this? I said, no. One, I'm training. I like to do it. It's fun, and we need to show that we can go out there and actually do this with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can shoot,
Hmm.
we can train, we can be educated, we can be safe, we can be like, it's not just for them. It's also for us. But I know
Yeah, for sure.
in your world, it's huge different, because you actually making that
Oh
platform
yeah.
to go
Oh
do,
yeah.
what I'm saying, that can, what I'm saying, do what it do, and you also sell firearms. So let's talk about how, especially because, like you said, your last name is known for something else besides that. But like, what is the family, the neighborhood, how does that kind of play? Because I know it's a fine line where we come from about with that.
Yeah. I can't lie to you. It's a blessing and it's stressful all at the same time. Like, it's dope because like my little cousins, they admire me. They like, yo, I can't believe you actually like legally do this. And I feel them because sometimes I be like, yo, I can't believe I'm legally doing this. Like, it is dope, but it's dope to show them another side. But at the same time, especially my older family members, they like, oh, you part of the problem. You out here,
You voted for
you
you
out
voted for
here.
you voted for Cuz.
Man, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They like you MAGA this and you this and that, and Trump. You know Trump ain't gonna save you in the Civil War. And I'm like, yo, this ain't about none of that. Yo, like guns and politics are two different things to me. I don't think that guns have anything to do with politics. I believe self-defense is a God-given right, and a gun is just a tool I use to do so. So I don't really get into them type of debates because guns and politics to me they don't go together. But like my family, on one hand, they are very proud of me. They love when they see me on the news. I do a lot of stuff helping school systems develop safety curriculums. I do a lot of community panel speaking, just helping to educate people and give them different perspective. As a manufacturer, like, yeah, I'm producing these, but it's to save lives, not to take them. And so, like, my family proud of me at the same time, I'm sure a lot of them wish that I was doing something different.
Yo, can you make one with that switch on it?
Oh man, listen,
Brit,
listen.
can you make that blicky with the clicky? It
When
goes
I
picky
tell you
picky
that's
pat
the
pat.
the number one question in my DMs at all times is, "Hey, yo, I got a felony. You can't do nothing for me. You can't. Hey, bro, it's like 6 years old. Like you can't do nothing for me." I'll be like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Hey, so I get the call, and we see. I know he's gonna go off on this shit. I get the call. It be like, "Hey, K." I'm like, "What up, though? Hey, listen to this." So it'd be like, "Hey, Kev,
Yeah,
listen to this," and it'd be like, "Ray, say what you got to say." And then he get, what I'm saying, conversations get to happen, and I'm just like, man, bruh.
yeah. It never
You know what I'm
fails.
saying? I'm just like, I try to put them on to this one gentleman. I need to interview him again. I need to get back on him. He helped guys with felonies. That's
Yeah.
like not not government felonies, but just, I can't think of the word. Not nothing that the president got to pardon you for. Like,
Right, right,
I get
right.
those calls too. So we all know what those calls are. Ain't
Hmm.
if you ain't coming Patrick, it ain't happening, right? Shout out to Kwame Kilpatrick, New Era Detroit. He gave me
Yeah,
the interview.
yeah.
But I get the other questions that the felonies can be expunged. So I try to put them up on game. But at the same time, some of them I just be like, bro, not right now. Like, give it a minute. But then sometimes too,
Yeah.
and I can't think of the name of it. It was like after 7 years, it's supposed to be in a sponge, and the city of Wayne County was supposed to be a sponge and this and that and that third. But in the city of Detroit, Wayne County moves slow as molasses, right? So I was just like, you got to make sure
Absolutely.
you got to stay on their head and make sure you get your paperwork in, it's expunged, get the paper saying it's expunged, and then you can go up there. I got two homies that's carrying now concealed, and they had some felonies, minor felonies. With the minor felonies, what is sold for pleasure now and for legally.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know how
Hmm.
we get hit hook messed up with that, even though it's legal now. But
Big facts.
big facts, right? So I got some guys that carrying now because they had some minor felonies that got taken off, but they went and got a lawyer. But just know you don't always need a lawyer to just submit paperwork. So
Not
um,
at all.
that's cool. And let's get into it, cause what made you say I want to start building firearms and being a manufacturer? Because you was in the shop making $2 to $3 ringtones. If y'all don't know it, he was trapping
Yeah.
in the corner liquor
Yeah.
store,
In the
in and
corner
out,
store.
in the corner
Straight
store,
up.
straight up with the little wire computer. And he said, what the ringtone you want?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The ringtones you leave on your voicemail sometimes when you want to talk sexy to a
Yeah.
baby
Straight
girl.
like that.
You straight like, you know what I'm saying? So you leave it and you like, yeah, this Daryl. So leave a beep. And then the ringtone will play. Boop, scoop, doop. You know what I'm saying? You play that Jodeci. 10 times
Yeah.
since you've been gone.
Whatever they needed.
Whatever they needed. So you went from just
Yeah.
doing that. What made you click over and say, because listen, you from the neighbor, like, what made you click over and say, I want to start being a manufacturer of firearms and I want to sell my own firearms? Like, what was that about?
So I gotta thank Governor Whitmer for that. So what happened was I used to have a screen print and embroidery shop. So we used to make t-shirts, hats, have my own clothing line, made clothing for other streetwear brands and stuff. Like my shop was pumping. And then when COVID hit, she shut down all non-essential businesses, which means that I couldn't even get shirts from my wholesalers no more because they were shut down. Um, so I was sick. Like I was like, man, once I run out of inventory, like that's it. We can't make no more money. And I ended up getting COVID real bad. And I was in the hospital on a little ventilator. And I told God if he bounced me back from this, I'm only gonna do something that I actually want to do. Like I ain't gonna waste time hustling. I ain't gonna waste time doing stuff just to make money. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And so, while I was in recovery or whatever, I was like, man, I really love guns. Like, that's what I do. If people, like, I mean, in my hood, I was that guy. When it got serious, they came and got me, especially because I was the only one who was legal with it. So it was like, when it's time, that's what I'm gonna do. And so, I just became an instructor, started off that way. And then even when I got my FFL, like I was like, yo, I'm spending a bankroll every month on guns. Even just for myself. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And if I die, I mean, granted, my stuff is in the trust, so my son can inherit it, but like it don't mean nothing because it's all a bunch of other people last names. If y'all didn't know that, like Smith and Wesson, that's two people last name. Glock is somebody's last name. Like, how come I can't have that? Like, and this was a dream way back. Like my brother would tell you, 2019, I was talking about it. But after COVID, I was like, yo, anything is possible. I'm watching people, especially with all this EEP money or whatever it was running around and PPPs. I'm like, yo, everybody got money. It's like the 80s again. Like, yo, what better time to try to pull this off than when everybody got money? So I was like, listen, I spent probably about a steady 6 months just learning, studying, um, playing around, experimenting at my boy machine shop, learning what I could make, what I couldn't make. Because I mean, we're gonna get into it in a minute, but contrary to belief, you shouldn't make everything. And I don't know why people love saying, oh, we make everything in house. I'm gonna tell you firsthand, we do not. And that's a good thing. But like at the end of the day, I was just like, yo, this legacy, like every gun thing you pick up is somebody's name. Somebody made it up. If you look at all these stickers, it's somebody's name. Like somebody owned that, and that's their family legacy. I just wanted my own. I always say if I go out bad, if I go out in the worst way possible, I want my son to be able to hold something with his last name on it. And so this is just how I chose to take it.
Um, and so Rostic was born. I mean, that's I had some other homies like that got real bad down sick during COVID, and they came pop back up, and it was like some, it was not in the gun world, but just something like they needed to do this because they were two
Yeah.
steps closer to meeting the creator, and they was like, well, he gave me
Yeah.
another opportunity to put my feet down on this earth. I'm gonna take advantage of it, and I'm gonna go do this because if I leave here and I didn't do this, I'm gonna be like I'm mad at myself. So they went
Mhm.
on and did what they did. So let me ask you this, just so you want to clarify something.
Yeah.
So do you have a Okay, so some of the guys I talked to, St. Arms the other day, interviewed him, and that's the owner of St. Arms. His name Greg G Money. I'm sorry, G
Mhm.
Money. Um, he did a stint with STI. He was like this one of the CEOs over there. He did a stint with he was a manager or something with Benelli Manufacturing. So he had a manufacturing background. But with STI, I think he was more in the profit and he was more in the financial part, but still had the title. What made what background, and I know what you're gonna say, made you think that you can pull this off? Like, far as the manufacturing, the financing, and all that. Like, what made you think you can pull this shit off?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the manufacturing. I've been in manufacturing for 15 years. A lot of people don't know that. Like, I've worked for for
Slow
quite a
down,
few.
slow down, just think about what you're gonna say. Go ahead,
No, man, it
go
ain't
ahead.
even that. It ain't
Okay,
even that.
I
No,
I'm
seriously
just
though,
saying what I said.
I've worked in upper leadership for some Fortune 500 manufacturing companies. Herman Miller, I was an operations supervisor there. Amway World Headquarters, I was an operations leader there. Started my way up from just being a skid loader and machine operator and worked my way through the ranks. Like, so I've been in manufacturing for years. There's a bunch of local manufacturing spots that I've been at. Like, I've been in manufacturing for a long time because the what every hustler doing is slow. You go get a factory job, you go get a temp job, and then when taxes roll back around and the block back pumping, then you just quit, get back out there. I think that's why I'm addicted to white tees because that was the uniform: white tee, khaki pants, hairnet. Like, I mean, if you've been in manufacturing, especially food manufacturer, like that's how we had to rock it every single day.
White ones or black ones, or they were just dusty? Which one?
Hey man, listen, bro. As dusty as them plants was, I was a white one kind of guy, bro. I
White
wanted you to
one.
know. I
That
wanted
that
you to look at me and be like, he knows something. Like I was the dude in the factory with the Gucci belt on still. Like, you
hey,
gonna know that's something different.
hey, that's big homie. He looked down there. That nigga ain't working. His shoes too white. His shoes too clean. He like this dude.
Yeah.
How tall are you, Rostic?
6'5".
Yeah, ain't no way in hell. You looking down there like this 6'5" Negro got a Gucci belt and clean white ones in the factory. Oh,
Yeah. In the
he doing
factory
something
though.
else. He doing something
Yeah.
else. He doing something else. But I guess I wanted to kind of put that out there to make people understand like what it takes to do what you do and why you did what you
Oh
did
man, like,
and like put it
yo,
together because some people think that some people come from that world, they're in that world. But we don't have an opportunity to be in that world off rip. So you had to take what you learned from the other world, which we grew up in, put that together, and then you start Rostec Arms, and then you started making AR-15s. So you went
yeah.
from creating a platform that's it's an AR platform. It's a bunch of them, a million companies making them, and you were probably
Hmm.
the only company that I can say that stood around the test of time. And I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there, and I could be wrong as far as a black manufacturer, because I don't even know. no other black manufacturers of a rifle that stood the test of time. They might have started, and I might have seen them on Instagram
Yeah.
like in a second, and then they were gone. But the creative thing that you did, you mixed Rostec Arms with other gun sales because you sell firearms. So you
Had
able
to.
to every time I talk to you, it's always like, yeah, I'm gonna bundle this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna bundle that. Woo, woo, woo. Like 2 years ago, I'm listening to you. So I remember stuff you say. Just like you
Yeah.
told me you're gonna come on the show 2 years ago and you asked the wife, you was like, wife, we going down to Detroit. She's like, oh Gray. Then he was like, hey Kev, I can't make it. And I was like, man, he spent me. So I ain't gonna forget, I ain't forget that. But I'm just saying, like,
That's fair.
you know, other people be in that world. So for you to
Yeah.
come from a different world to bring that manufacturing, that business, that mindset of creating a platform like an AR-15 that's loved by everybody and hated by most. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
know you get tired of hearing shit, and when things happen at schools or at mosques, at church, they coming right
Man,
for your ass, right? Don't nobody want to
every
touch
time.
them. Don't nobody
Every
want to do
time.
this, want to do that, but they, you know what I'm saying? But if something happen, like you said, they call you and they saying bring
Every
that
single
hey,
time.
bring that Rostic, my baby.
Bring that fire.
Bring that fire. Bring that Rostic fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
every time.
and now for everybody, he's in the AR platform world. And I keep repeating this AR platform, so it has a different kind of set of tolerances and different things. Now you
Hmm.
moving over here into this
Yeah.
2011 world, everybody. You moving over here into this
Yeah.
2011 world. Now let
Yeah.
me ask you this: Is this are we calling this 2011 world or 2311 world? Like, is this
Man. Because I don't want no lawsuit problems with Staccato, I'm calling it double stack 1911 world. That's it. I don't
called?
want no issues. I don't want no problems. I don't want no. Y'all know Staccato own the trademark to the word 2011
Oh,
as
do
far as
they?
firearms. Yeah, yeah. You can't just we call everything 2011s, but can't nobody in a branding call it 2011.
It's weird. Now that you say that, one of I don't know who he was. He was somebody from Staccato, and I asked him do they, why do they make these guns these names? And he was like, man, so many people take names for guns, it's hard to create other names for different guns just because so many people take them and they patent them and they do this and this and you can't use it no more.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, cause I don't know what Staccato, cause it was like 2 years ago when Staccato before they dropped the HDs, they were out up here at the local range, and I was able to go in and check them out. And the guy was like, man, why y'all name these guns this? And he was like, man, it's so hard to come up with names with guns and then to research it and to see somebody else already got the patent or whatever on the name. He's like, man, we just throw names out there and see what stick or what's
Yeah,
legal. So Staccato has the rights to 2011.
absolutely. And I think Oracle Arms actually has the right to 2311.
Okay, so we calling it a double. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead and introduce this thing, my brother. You got
Yeah,
you.
this is what I came on, Michigan style.
This is what he came
Yeah,
on for, everybody. Go ahead. Go ahead and
listen,
introduce it, bro. Just go ahead and put it
presenting
out there.
to the world the prototype, right? I brought him the first one I ever made. I ain't bringing production. I'm talking about it went through all the changes. We gonna talk about getting into it, but I'm so proud to present to y'all the Rustic Arms Levi R 2011. I love this gun so much, man. I
He said
love
he
this
ain't making
gun.
no more. He might not
Man,
make no more.
listen,
He gonna
no.
keep it
I'm
to himself.
Man, listen, bro. I could you know what? I feel that way where if these don't sell, I think I'm gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like I would be all right. I would just throw them all in the collection. I'm gonna customize them, and it's finna be a ball, man. But no, I put a lot of sweat equity into this. Research and development. I'm about $8,000 into this one gun, just learning what parts work together, what doesn't. I'm learning about hand fitting parts. Like this has been a long time coming, man. Like I don't want anybody to think this is like plug and play like AR-15s. It is not. This is a whole different world.
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, show that thing a little bit more.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, I forgot it's reversed. But yeah, man, we got so some of the features that I like about it, because I already know some of y'all gonna ask, well, why would I buy that instead of a staccato? I can imagine it now. Some of the features I love is the V10 ports up top. So I got 10 ports up top, which makes it for a flat shooting experience. I think I sent you a video of it shooting. I think one of them was in slow mo and one of them was regular. But the
Hold on,
V10,
hold on 1 second. Let's get some.
yeah, see how flat that is.
Okay, that's enough. Y'all need you go buy one.
Yeah, nah, man. But this, I love the V10 porting. They all come in 5 inch. We're only releasing a 5 inch variant right now. It's coming with ambidextrous safeties. You got an extended slide catch. This reverse thing is tripping me out. So we're gonna do two models. There's gonna be a standard model, and then there's gonna be a premium. This is what the premium's gonna be with the porting. They'll all come aluminum frame. So we went back and forth with frames. So many prototypes on frames. Y'all gonna see pictures and videos of when we did the MJD Solutions grip. Rostic Arms has their own prototype grip. We'll get into that in a minute. But aluminum grip is coming on it. The premium is going to come with an Atlas trigger. We have our own OEM trigger that we're going to use for the standard, but I can't lie, the Atlas trigger is better with this setup. And so we're sourcing the Atlas trigger. It's all going to come with our Trijicon RMR plate, Trijicon night sights. Uh, Everything is steel. The fitment is tight. Like tolerances, we there. Everything about this 2011 I love, and I am a 2011, somewhat of a 2011 connoisseur. Like I got a lot of them, a lot of them. The barrel is flush, tool is guide rod. I mean, everything that you love about a 2011, I
What
feel
kind of
like we
barrel?
did.
What kind of barrel is it?
Oh, let's show you. So you got a bull barrel, stainless steel. Like I said, everything is steel except the frame. The frame is aluminum. The production models will be DLC coated. This one, because it's a prototype and we had to test functionality, we went with Cerakote. The problem I have with Cerakote, if I get real close, y'all can start to see the scratches and the wear from just holstering and drawing and taking it apart and swapping components out. Like you can just start to see the wear real fast with Cerakote, whereas with DLC, you wouldn't see that. But nonetheless, it still looks good for about 5,800 rounds through it so far. So I'm
The
excited about it. I'm happy with it.
why did you go with the? And I'm gonna say that, or I guess I'm asking because everybody's now. And why did you go with the V ports? Why did you go with the V ports instead of either chunk port or both
Hmm.
now? Because now you see people with 2011s, they getting chunk port and V ports. Some of the Jacob Gray is coming V ports, I
Yes.
think, and ported. Like, why did you go with just the V ports? Was it a you?
Uh,
Go
to
ahead.
It's a couple reasons, bro. To me, aesthetically, this is more pleasing. Like I think this plus a chunk port, I think is doing a lot. And I think that's doing a lot as far as velocity. And this gun, I can imagine it being in multiple roles. And so I didn't want to mess with it too much. Like this to me is already flat shooting. It's a classy silhouette. And I just felt like adding a chunk port, then I would have had to move it back, which means I probably would have had to do 4 ports instead of 5 on each side. I just felt like this was classy enough.
Well, Greg G Money, they have a V port. Um, they have a V port style setup. And I
Okay.
asked him the same question about why he didn't go with the chunk port. Why did he go with the V ports opposed to the chunk port in front? And his idea was that by the on the way, the gases is leaving. He said, but when it gets to
Hmm.
the chunk port, it's just one big explosion. So it may mess with. it's better for the V ports opposed to the chunk port because of the performance. He said most of his guns run better performance wise with the V port style because it's letting the gas uh come off at a pace opposed to as soon as it at the end it just boom, it's just one big, release of gas, and sometimes it mess up the performance in his opinion. But like I said, that's his opinion.
For
But
sure. But
yeah,
let me give you one more thing though about the V10 ports. Did y'all know the V10 port is a Michigan thing? That this was first done by Dave, who owns DSC Gunworks.
yeah.
DSC Gunworks actually invented the V10 port.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, for sure. Little known history fact, man. Like Michigan boys be doing stuff, man. Like
I met some Michigan boys at a GunCon. I met I can't think of the owners of Next Level Armament. I met
oh
them.
yeah, listen, Dave is my guy, man. Shout out to Dave and all the homies at Next Level. Like when I tell you that's my guy, when I first got started, he saw me doing my thing. He was like, "Hey, let me take you on a walk." Brought me to his facility, gave me a bunch of free game. Like I'm talking about Dave is the man, bro. So shout out to Next Level Armament. You, if there's ever a time I'm not doing Rostic Arms, that's probably where I'd be working at.
Yeah, I interviewed him, Dave, and I guess he was saying that he was like, yeah, he was talking about something. He was just like, yeah, ask Rostec Arms. But I you know what I'm saying. So he mentioned you, threw you out there, and I remembered it. We didn't go into it furthermore, and I was like, well, once I talk to Rostec, whatever, I bring that up.
Man,
But
bro, he is an amazing guy, bro, with an
yeah, he told
amazing
me
company.
they showed us the 22, and he's like, yeah, once we get, he said we just moved into my new house, and whatever house it was or some property he has, I guess they moving factories. So once we get that straight, we're gonna have everybody come out there and shoot and do whatever. But
Yeah,
um
yeah.
what I was saying. So why the jump from a AR-15 platform to the 1911 platform? Like why the jump?
So
I got one theory, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and
go for
lie
no, no, no.
and tell
Kick
the
me your
world.
theory.
No, go ahead,
Kick me
go
your
ahead.
theory.
I want you to tell yours first.
I bet. So that this is remember we talked about the other side of my background. This is that, right? So regardless of how anybody may feel about it, the gun industry is struggling right now, right? Like sales is at an all-time slow for a lot of companies. You watching a lot of companies go out of business, go bankrupt because they too far in debt. So when I tell you, a lot of people ask, why don't you got a store? Why don't you got? It's because of that, right? Like I'm playing my move smart because I'm watching how the market is going. When we pivoted, when I made the decision and sat the team down and said, listen, this is the way we finna go. We swimming this way now. A lot of people ask why. And one of my OGs told me, in any business you in, you have to go where the attention is. And it's just it never fails in any industry you in. Like you have to go where the attention is. Like that's why bloggers and podcasters talk about current events. You'll be hard pressed to find a podcaster or an Instagram page, a blog page. You find them not talking about current events. You know why? Because you have to go where the attention is. Like it only makes sense. When Glock came out with a polymer striker fire pistol, you think Smith and Wesson didn't stop production on revolvers, weird wood guns that they was making, like, and shift all their focus to
Weird,
striker fire pistols? Man,
weird.
because I ain't a fan of wood guns, man. I'm gonna shout out one of the homies later, but he always buying wood guns, and I'd be like, what are you doing with that? But you have to go where the attention is. Right now, the market's attention is on 2011s, and rightfully so. I think it's a great platform. It's a smooth shooting platform. It shoots flatter than even without ports or chunk ports or comps or anything. Shoots flatter than just about any striker fire pistol you got out there. Um, there's no reason not to.
Well, and and I don't know people when people look up Rostic, and this is just a side note. the game he dropped, but you can tell he's a history kind of like we hip hop buffs, music and stuff like that. But you can tell he's a historian of firearms because you got to be in the game because, like you said, you got to go where the tension is. So you got to know the background. You got to know where it came from to know where you're gonna go with it next, right? From
For sure.
s- all kind of platform platforms, guns, or just the game. But you can tell, like you be up on it, like you up on current events, you up on
You
the
gotta
history
be.
of firearms, whatever, all that, because you got to be.
Gotta
So
be.
when you thought about making this, true, the world is going 2011, going 1911 steel frame guns, period. I got a
Hmm.
Staccato P. I had it when it first dropped, but run my M&Ps polymer frame gun because I just love them and I just like to shoot them, whatever, because of competition
For sure.
world, because where you supposed to be at or a division or whatever. And I say to myself, I say, you know what? I can compete against whoever running the 2011 Staccato just
Hmm.
with this M&P. So that's kind of like my push. But mind you, I will definitely go out there with a Rostic and
Yeah.
burn it down. Like I do want to run my a Staccato sometimes. I just don't. And I was running that thing for like 2 years since I had it. But when you thought about yours, did you think like this is gonna be competition? This is gonna be duty. This is like just performance. This is gonna be a eye candy piece. Like what is that gun kind of your idea or your gun kind of built for?
To be honest, I saw a mix of both, or all of it. And I'm working with a local gun shop here because they want me to release special configurations for like IDPA and hands up, I confess wholeheartedly, I don't know nothing about competitive shooting. I'm such a tactical shooter. Get me out there with my weighted vest. Get me out there with my plate carriers. I'm running around barrels and barricades. I'm crawling under stuff. Like I love tactical shooting, bro. Like I love. Give me that shot timer and see how fast I can run this course of fire. But the moment you take that weighted vest off and you put a competition shirt on me, man, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. And that's okay to me. Like it's okay. That's why I have
You know where you
friends
fit
who
in
are
at.
competition shooters.
Right. You know where you fit in at. Like you know your limitations to whatever the game, whatever you know what
For
you need to
sure.
do. You can protect yourself. But when you drop
Yeah,
this 1911 Rostic in your hand, then what you gonna say? Like what is this gun is
man.
ready for?
And you know what? To be honest, I designed it and everything I thought was tactical application because that's just me. I'm thinking duty. I'm thinking a range gun. I'm thinking duty gun. I'm thinking if stuff hit the fan, like, and I can only have one gun, like, would I want to take this? And I mean, for me, it's yeah all day because, like I said, I got a bunch of other 2011s. Like people be like, oh, if it's the end of the world, you want to be able to pick up spare parts and this. But I got all that from my 2011s. Like I got a ton of mags, I got a ton of springs, a ton of recoil rods, and all type of stuff for my guns.
Um so so basically you saying that the what's the name of it again?
Oh man, we ain't even dive into the name. I'm tweaking. My bad. It's the Rustic Arms Levite.
The Rostic Arm Levite, and that's
Yeah,
down there in the questions. The Rostic Arm Levite, because
yeah,
the rifles are Rostic Arms, but they're like
yeah. They
AR
RA-15s.
RS-15s. So the Levite, since you brung it up, why did you name it the Levite? Because that looked like some
So
biblical. I was about to ask
it
Grandma about
is.
that one.
It
I was
is.
like, black folks always throwing some on biblical. Some that's like that boy said Philip John 3:16. I'm like, wait a minute, what? He made a 1911 Rostic John 3:16. I'm like, bro, come on.
Man, you funny and hilarious. Nah, the reason I did that, man, for those of y'all who don't know, about the tribes in the Bible, the Levites were the tribe that they didn't inherit anything as any land. When all the other tribes inherited land and they would grow crops and things, and that was their way of provision, the Levites did not inherit land. Instead, their living was made by taking care of the people. So they were the educators, they protected the temple, they were the guardians. Like the Levites protected and educated the people. And that just resonated with me for Rustic Arms, especially because I'm a firearms instructor. I got a team of instructors who also help me with the Rustic Arms side of the business. Like, we didn't inherit anything in this gun space. Like, we don't have military contracts. Law enforcement overlook us. They like, we straight. Some black dude making guns in his garage. Like, nah, we straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't inherit anything in this industry. Instead, we made our provision taking care of the people by offering training, by selling guns, right? By telling people how to pick the right guns. Like, we constantly involved in our community, and taking care of people is how I'm able to do this full time. No secondary job, no main job, no side hustle. I am guns from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. I'm taking care of my community and educating them on firearms. And so Levites just sounded so aligned with our mission that we are here to protect and take care of the people. And that's where our provision comes from. So it just, and on top of that, it just sounds dope. Like, I got the Levite.
Hey, I was like, this mofo looked up the went in the Bible. Or remember something Mama said, Grandmama said, called it Levite. I was just like, but hey, this was cool about it, right? Somebody would read that and go in there and figure out what that name mean and be like, you know what, I need that. Just on the strength,
All day.
just
All
just
day.
just on the strength of that. So that's cool. Like it's a meaning behind it. Everything it seems like you doing is purpose driven. It ain't just we gonna do this. We gonna
Oh,
name it
yeah, for
this.
sure.
It's Rostic this or whatever, whatever.
Yeah, because
Now it's
we
a
could
Levi.
have came RA11, like we could have did that, but everybody would have expected
You should have called that boy Denzel, the
that.
equalizer. Like you gonna name
Then
a
all
black
right,
guy, right? You gotta name
no,
it.
the Smith and Wesson already got the equalizer, like your
Oh
man
man,
was
I was just
saying.
like, man, the gun is black. Denzel been out here equalizing, smoking people. Like it got to be something traded. I don't know what it
Man,
was, but
listen, man.
let me ask you this: since um the so AR-15 world, manufacturing world, is not as niche as the 2011 world.
For sure.
When it comes to buying firearm, because everybody wants to like, hey, can I buy a upper and a lower of a Rostec Arms? Let's just say, and then they want to put their own barrel, their own parts, or whatever, whatever,
Hmm.
in it. And but you can't do that with a 2011. You can't do that with a 1911.
Uh-uh.
So what like manufacturing tricks? And I ain't gonna say tricks, but what manufacturing knowledge and wisdom did you bring over from doing the AR-15 platform and your other background because the 1911 world, we can call it 1911 world, is such a niche and picky world.
Hmm.
How did you make sure like this platform is gonna be like, because ARs are finicky, they do whatever.
Absolutely.
2011s are super finicky. So, what I'm saying, what
Hmm.
steps did you take in the manufacturing to make sure this thing is one reliable and it's going every time reliable goes well, every time I pick it up it's going to go bang.
So the number one thing that I learned in the world of manufacturing that I brought to this was outsourcing. Right? Like, there's no reason if somebody makes the best of something that you should try to remake it if it costs you more to remake it than it would be to just buy the best. So for example, mainspring housing, uh hammer struts, hammers, like there's companies out there like EGW who already makes what I would consider the best stuff. Like, I run EGW kits on a lot of my 2011s depending on how I want them to run. Could I make my own springs? Could I go to a white label manufacturing company and say, hey, here's my spec, make my spring for me? For sure. You would have to buy so many of them to make it make sense. Or you could say, we gonna run this EG11 spring. until it makes sense to run our own spring, right? Like that's the mentality that, because contrary to belief, I ain't trying to put no industries out there. I'm not even gonna say no company names. There's 10 manufacturing companies that make 90% of almost everything for every gun company, right? Like, and if you think about it, they kind of have to, because when you think about the smaller companies, how else would they be manufacturing all this at a rate where they can make their prices competitive, make the quality just as good? If you ever been to SHOT Show, and shout out to all my people at SHOT Show. I love everybody who I kick it with out there. You can find a company that will make you almost anything, and they'll tell you exactly who they're already making parts for, because that's the way the gun industry works. And then when people tell you made in house, what they really mean is they got it shipped to them in a box, and then they put it together in house.
Well, and then that was gonna be. I mean, you said something, so I was gonna ask you about that question
For
about
sure.
the white label things, but and I don't know if you want to give it up or can or whatever. Like, what's the secret sauce to that Levite 2011 that makes it a Rostic Levite 1911 stack?
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, you gotta shoot it and see, because, and here's why I say that.
Ha! He's a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Listen, you know it, bro. You gotta shoot it and experience it,
I wish I could
because
spin around in my chair because he just spin
what
that was a
makes
great one.
what makes Staccato P better than the Springfield Prodigy?
You want where you want me to start? Where you want me to start at?
I'm listening.
For me, it's just the fact
Yeah,
I pick it up and go bang. Like, I'm just gonna we gonna start there. It ain't the third round; it's getting jammed up. So
for
I'm just
sure,
now, mind you, I have ran the hell out of a staccato P. I only have shot and know people that bought the first prodigies and they had problems with them. They had to send them back.
for
Got them
sure.
back, still had problems with them. Right,
Mhm.
but that was just the first iteration. I heard the second whatever version of them are a little bit different.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
and I just it was more of a just the staccato P to me was just a softer shooting gun opposed to the prodigy. So, um, but at the
But
end of the day,
when
go
you
ahead.
hold them side by side, what makes the Prodigy worth I mean, what makes the Staccato worth $1,000 more?
Probably because it says staccato. I mean, at the end of the day, and
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 wait,
and
but
and, and what goes into it. And Springfield been around a long time, and Springfield been around a long time. So for them to even put out a 1911 stack like that had those problems, I was mad because Staccato wouldn't have been around a long, although it came from STI, which was a competition. So they still took all that knowledge and stuff over to the
mhm.
to that platform, and you know that staccatos. You knew what was gonna happen there. But in the Prodigy, it was like, come on, man, y'all could have did better. This y'all been around hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? But what were you trying to? What you to me? I didn't. Besides staccato and the shoot good, but what were you gonna say?
Well, because I mean, that's kind of my point. When you ask most people, I think YouTube teaches people what to dislike and what to like. Like a lot of people get mad at the Prodigy for mem parts. Now, Staccato doesn't use mem parts. Neither does Rustic Arms. Praise God, because I'm not a fan. But
Hey, that was the question.
yeah, listen,
Hey,
listen.
that was
But
the staccato don't use men parts. FYI, Prodigy does. Bam, drop it, boom, right there. You know what I'm saying?
right, for sure. But that's so when you go by, because to me, Staccato is kind of the standard of entry for 2011s. Like if you want to get a good 2011, the entry point is Staccato. Like the nothing against like the Live Free Armories or Alpha Foxtrots or none of that. But I define the entry point as Staccato. So when I'm making this, I knew that my number one question was gonna be, why would I buy this over a Staccato? Nobody's gonna ask me why would I buy this over a Springfield Prodigy, because everybody knows what you just said about Springfield Prodigies, right? Like, but ultimately, the shooting experience is what's gonna make the difference, man. You gotta. You gotta experience it. I could tell you, of course, all our parts are quality crafted. Everything is stainless. That's why everything's gonna be DLC coated. Um, it's I could tell you that we're running an aluminum frame, and so aluminum adds that extra weight that you would need to help keep that gun flat, because that was the goal for me, was to make a flat shooting gun. And even if my wife could wanted to pick it up at the range or in case of an emergency and shoot it, the recoil is not going to be the thing throwing her off, right? You know what I mean? So there, I could give you all of that stuff, but ultimately you gotta shoot it. The best gun is the gun that you shoot the best.
we gon' we gonna get into all that. Not I thought about something. Um, when especially with that gun. Nah, I kind of forgot what I was about to say because you said something, and I was telling the homeboy CJ, right? You just made me just go off on a tangent, but so, okay, so 2011 people, 2311. I didn't even know there's that many
Yeah,
damn 2011, 23s out there, bro. And
two
then
K 11s, all that.
I kicked it with I can't think of remember his name. He runs I know you see him on YouTube, Team Blacksmith, right? This
Okay,
dude got so many damn 2011, bro. Look up Team Blacksmith on YouTube. All his videos, he didn't ran every 23, 23, every aluminum frame, every firearm in that world. He didn't ran it. He didn't talked about it, and he has a good opinion on it. So definitely look him up on Instagram, following whatever. Reach out to him. Cool guy, dog. Real super cool.
dope,
Interviewed him.
dope,
Met him at GunCon. He got a big following. You know what I'm saying? So just reach out.
for sure.
When you can't sell, I'm gonna say this. You can't sell that you gotta shoot it first or you gonna buy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It gotta
No, for
be
sure.
right. It's
Nah,
like
for
that's
sure.
like it's like you backing up, like, you know, oh, you gotta shoot it first, then you know what I'm saying? But somebody wanna order it or see it and they say, well, the Prodigy is this, it's known and they've been around. Why would I buy a Rostic? He just came out, he was buying AR-15s. Like, why am I buy this Levi 1911? Now, mind you, Imma say Imma say, hey, all his rifles was, you know what I'm saying, like, solid.
For
Like, the
sure.
man know what he doing. Like, take a chance to see what it is. Somebody had to start with somewhere. So, like, take me through that mindset of what
I
you think,
got you.
like, that's about to be, because you
I
know it's
got you, because it's coming, right? We preparing for that. Our marketing is all around that because it's coming. Like, we know we're gonna get compared. Why would I? You can't do this. Like, we know all of that's coming, bro, and we preparing for that. Um, the one thing I'll say is, the first thing I'll speak to is, don't limit us to AR-15s, because Springfield make AR-15s. It's a lot of your Live Free Armory make AR-15s. It's a lot of your 2011 companies that make AR-15s too, right? Like, a gun company to me is a gun company. Even I think Glock, the images leaked to Glock's AR-15 that they submitted for military trials, right? So like, Glock, the number one handgun producer in the world, is producing AR-15s for military trials. Like, let that sink in. So don't pigeonhole a company based on what you know them for. Judge them according to the quality. The quality that this was built with, the craftsmanship this was built with, the hand fitting that goes into every gun that we put together, I think is what makes the difference, right? Like, this is not just a production gun. This is me right now. This is me. I am the gunsmith that's putting these guns together and going out on the range and testing them and making sure that the microns of the coating isn't too thick, and making sure that the safety is functional and doesn't have extra play in it, and making sure that screws don't stick out in the wrong place, and making sure that every mag runs, from Duramags to MBX mags to Checkmate mags to whatever you could think of. And so that way, when people ask us what mags are reliable, it's because we've tested them, not just because we're just taking a guess or taking a stab at it and saying, oh, it can run anything, right? Like I put the best of the best on here. RMR plate, right? Like it is direct mount for micro dots, but I don't believe in running micro dots on a full size gun. So I put the RMR adapter. That's going to be included with every single gun. It's the RMR adapter with the rear sights. We ran it with the HD on here to make sure it didn't overhang the breech face and cause stovepipes. Like I'm not just putting a parts kit together and saying, come buy this because I'm a black man making guns. Like, no, it goes far beyond that. Like, I literally am doing what the big manufacturers are doing. We're shooting these prototypes till we get to failure. When are the springs gonna wear out? When is the Cerakote gonna rub off? Which is why we chose to go with DLC coating, right? Like we are testing these daily. If you watch my Instagram stories, it's almost daily I'm at the range trying to test and figure out what's wrong. We shooting ammo. They say you're not supposed to shoot. You're not supposed to shoot blazer brass through a ported gun, right? Because when that bullet is traveling down that barrel, the next thing you know, them little pieces is coming up through these holes and making rivets and divots on your barrel, causing friction between the slide and the barrel. Like I still ran Blazer Blast through it because I know people are gonna run Blazer Blast through it, and I want to know what kind of malfunctions is it gonna cause. Does it run better with 124, 115, 147? Like I am doing all of the same testing, trying to create all of the best features. Things like the Prodigy, one of the biggest fails for the Prodigy was the actual slide lock was so thin that you literally had to break your grip. Let me put that back in focus to hit that slide lock. So as you can see, we extended that step. So that way you don't have to go and necessarily break your grip in order. I gotta keep remembering where the camera at, opposites. To break your grip in order to hit that and drop your slide, right? Like I made sure that that step was actually big enough because I'm a shooter. I shoot 2011s. I know the things that I wanted to change about 2011s. A 2011 coming with no optics plate, garbage. I love Staccato, but coming with no optics plate and I gotta pay 120 for another one, garbage. Like I can't mount a red dot unless I pay 120. No, we're gonna include that with the gun, right? Like, so I thought about it from a shooter standpoint as well as just the manufacturer. I'm not just here to get, if I was here to get money and just get money from y'all, I wouldn't be in the gun industry. Because if you ask the people in the gun industry, they'll tell you there's no money here, right? Like, that's why I went from our polymer grips to an aluminum grip because people said when it come to 2011s, man, I want a nice something. I want something with an aluminum. I'm paying thousands of dollars. I want something with an aluminum grip. I don't want a piece of polymer. I personally liked polymer because I like something that flexes as I'm running and shooting it. But at the same time, I understand the sentiments, especially if somebody's thinking competition or whatever. You want that aluminum, you want that weight in your hand, something to fight against that recoil so you can run and gun. I thought about all of that when I made this gun. Like, and I'm still constantly getting input from shooters. I'm still pulling up to matches like, hey, would you be willing to take this for a run and see how it go? Like, I'm still doing all those things, but it's the same stuff we did with ARs. We wanted to figure out what people like, and we did it. So don't think that I'm just out here putting something together for the sake of putting something together. Like, no, I run 20. My 2011 collection is crazy. My personal gun collection is crazy. I could show y'all some stuff that you'd be like, man, I can't even believe you own that and you paid that much for it. But when I made this, that's what I had in mind. I'm like, man, for this price point, I feel like I can make something better. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just my heart and soul. And then I'm sorry that I even just went on that tangent, but like I want people to understand that this is a passion of mine. This ain't just me reaching out for money. Cause if I was reaching out for money, I'd have did what Bursa just did. Bursa just put out a stainless steel, no finish, polymer grip on a stainless steel slide and frame and gave it to y'all. no finish, no nothing. Right? Like that to me, I get what they were trying to do. They was trying to make a solid gun, keep the cost down. I sent you a video, matter of fact, of this shooting in slow-mo when it was just stainless steel. Like I could have did that, but I didn't. DLC coating makes such a difference with lubricity and how smooth the gun feels when you shoot it and rack it. This is already smooth, but the DLC coating is gonna make it that much better. Like, man, bro, this is my heart and soul into this, man. This ain't no money grab. This ain't none of that.
Well, and it's two questions there because you answered both of them. Because um, I was going to ask you about the quality control, and you've been talking about it because when it comes to customer guns, and the guy was mentioning this, and the Co St. Arms, Greg G Money, he had an issue. He didn't have an issue, but he had some, not necessarily a huge issue, but he did have an issue with quality control, because customers were having some issues, but they were sending the guns back. He was taking care of it. And when you call him, and I'm assuming this is exactly the way it's going to be with the Levi. When you called him, you talked to the owner, like you talked to the guy. It wasn't like somebody else or whoever. It was like the owner. And when it comes to the Levi and all your other stuff, and as far as well, we talking about the Levi 2011, what quality control steps have y'all taken to make sure that everything is what it's supposed to be? Now you said something about, and I guess you kind of answered it twice because you said the springs. You've been running the springs, and you got I think you said it was 4,800. Or you trying to get to 5,000
Oh,
rounds still?
58, 5,800, trying to get to 10,000.
Trying to get to 10,000. What other measures are y'all going to make sure that everything is in tolerance after the 10,000 rounds, as far as the barrel, the
Oh
fittings,
man,
how
like
trigger and
man,
all that?
bro. But that's where my manufacturer side kick in. Like we got go no go gauges. We doing gauge checks. We doing lubricity checks. Like we are, like even down to aesthetics, like problem areas where things might have rubbed, things might have scratched in
Now
production. Like
hold on. You broke down two terms in there. I can't remember the first one. It was one before. What's lubricity testing?
lubricity is basically how smooth that this is. Like your slide should rack on that frame freely, right? Because that's one of the things that people check when they check the quality of a 2011 is they want to know how smooth it is, right? So that's the lubricity, right? Of course, you can oil a gun. You can most people who get more budget friendly 2011s, they polish their rails and things so that way they get that lubricity of something like a Staccato. Maybe I don't think it's ever going to be the same, but that's what they would say, right? Because the just as good crew would say, oh, I polished mine and now it's Staccato smooth. I'm trying to give you that feel, that because again, Staccato is that standard to me. I'm trying to give you that feel from the factory. That's why we DLC code.
Well,
It's so much smoother.
it's funny that you say that because the moment you pick up a 2011 anything like the military arms, Mac
Yep.
9, that 580,
Yep.
you grab it and you rack it. You grab that Match X from Gerson, you rack it. And those are kind of the ones that's like $1,000, $1,100, depending on where you get it from. Those are one like these are the ones they're saying that's going to be XC killers. I don't
The
see it.
game changer.
The game, the XC killer, because XC is kind of like the top. That's like well, okay,
I'm just saying, if we're gonna talk about it, Staccato XC right here.
right. So, and that was okay. I'm gonna say this. So finish what I was my thought. So when you grab that, you rack it, and most people be like, okay, this thing felt like this, or this is weird, or this is this. And and my thought is always, hey, you trying to compare a $1,100 2011 to a 2,000, I mean a $3,000 Staccato P or XE. You can't. It's apple and oranges. You can't do it. Right, you can't compare the two. So you got to take it for what it is. Now everybody wants to take a Staccato, I mean, a Gersan or military armament and send it out and get it freaked out and tricked out and spend another 15 to 2,000 on it. Then it comes back. Now I can say I got a a Staccato P killer, or I got a
Hmm.
XC killer, opposed to just saying, well, I could have just saved that money and got Godzilla off rip.
Got the
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Off rip, opposed to sending it in. But people like to tinker, and like with the Levite, what would you think they're gonna say when they get their hands on that? Like, oh, I need to tinker this, tinker
Man,
with
you know
this.
what? The goal for me is them to not do anything to it. Like that is the quality of gun that I'm trying to put out is that they have it, they hold it and be like, man, this is everything I need it to be. Like, oh my God, this is the safeties feel amazing. Like the man, even down to this aluminum grip, right? Like, because how many people, even with staccato texture, still go out and get them stippled, right? Like I think this aluminum texture is it just gripped the hand just right. And it's type 3 anodized, so it's hard coated, so it's gonna be scratch and wear resistant, which means my gun is gonna look good longer. Like I tried to think about the things that because regardless of what people say, aesthetics is a thing. If my grip look chewed up or my mag well, some people like, well, that means you run the gun over time I'll be like, yeah, that shit look tacky though. Like I want to get a new magwell. I want to get a new like all of that matters to me. And I'm thinking about all of that as we're producing these. Like, what are the things that they would upgrade? And can we do it first? It was our approach to the rifles, right? Rostic Arms, our target market wasn't even new rifle shooters. It was the person who already bought a rifle and now they realized all the things they needed to upgrade and we did that for them with our rifle standard, right? Like the quality of barrel, the ambi safeties, the ambi charging handle, the all the things, the different texturized grips, like all the things that you would swap out as you got into the AR world. We was like, we just gonna do that from the beginning, right? And that was our angle. This is no different. Like I'm trying to think of what would they do? What would people switch up on the 2011s? And then can we do it first? Can we do it now so that way they don't have to grab it? And people will still do it. They love customizing stuff. I'm not even mad. I'm almost curious to see what they do because they may do the market may do something that show me, maybe we should offer that.
Well, one thing I learned when I was interviewing Greg, he said that Staccato thought or STI thought they came out with some revolutionary gun or manufacturing style because the apparently the top part, the you get better, all the weight and everything when a 2011 or 1911 is up top. None of that energy is getting lost in the frame, and that's why they went with aluminum and the top. They didn't go polymer or whatever else because you lose energy if it was anything else besides aluminum. So that's why that gun is. That's why most 1911s or 2011s shoot so flat. It's because of the energy distribution and because of the aluminum handle, aluminum frame. And he's like, Staccato thought that they were like the evolutionaries of that style or whatever, and thought they was just like the geniuses of the world because they came up with that philosophy. So, but one thing that I was gonna say, I thought why you came out with that Levi is because she was so pissed off at Staccato for
Man,
the
listen,
XC.
bro.
Like I was
Listen.
like, hey,
I was
if
trying to be politically correct, bro, because I
let me
don't.
say this. Let me say this. If y'all didn't think that Rostic Arm ass is petty, that is the NIGGA in the world of petty. Like, oh, that's what you want to do? Oh, I got you, my guy, my baby. I'll be back in about a month. Then he come out with his own. He come out with his own 5 inch. If that ain't petty, bro, I don't know what is. speak about speak
Listen,
about that,
bro.
cause listen, I knew about it. You talked to me, real talk.
Yeah, yeah,
But you came out with it right after you was on your rant with the XC.
yeah, yeah.
So speak
Cause I
about
ain't
that.
get treated. I ain't get treated right by Staccato, and I was in my feelings about it. So the Staccato XC, and this is a different one, by the way. This is not the same Staccato XC for the record. Um, I didn't feel like Staccato handled me right when I was having issues with my XC, and it's all on YouTube. You could watch the videos. Search Smart Shooters LLC. That's the name of my gun review firearm education company. It's Smart Shooters LLC. There's a video that says my $5,000 gun doesn't work right, and if you watch that video, I literally have over 100 malfunctions with my Staccato XC, and it caused some issues because when I reached out to Staccato, to kind of talk about it, before I posted the video, I said, "Hey, I'm a YouTuber. I just bought this Staccato XC, and this is the issues that I'm having with it." And it was like, "Oh, well, you have to get through the 500 round break-in period." What? You know how many reviews I watched on a Staccato XC and nobody ever said anything about a 500 round break-in period? Where did that come from? Then it was, "Oh, you may have used the wrong lube. Oh, you must be running cheap ammo." But in every review of the Staccato XC, you see people like, "Oh, I'm running aluminum through it. I'm running blazer brass through it. It doesn't matter. I'm running." But I'm like, so why mine don't do that? Now mine, I gotta baby it and I can only run Fiocchi or Federal. I can't run Winchester white box through it. Like, come on now. So I tried to give them that chance, and then their supervisor from customer service emailed me, and it was like, "Oh, the gun is used. You didn't buy it from us. You need to swap the spring." I'm like, "Bro, did you even watch the video, bro? These is not them type of issues." Like,
Well, let me ask you this. So, what is is the Levi you gonna does the Levi have those same qu-
like
parameters?
break-in periods and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No. And that's here's what I'll tell you. Now that we are actually running full production on these, I'll be able to answer that better, right? Because every week we're getting more of them coming in, and I'm testing them and I'm running them. In the prototype models we've built thus far, I haven't had any break-in period. Out of all the models we've manufactured, we only had one malfunction, and that was with reloaded ammo. And so
It's
I do
always the
think it
ammo.
was, man, you know what I mean? I'm a gun manufacturer. It's always the ammo. But yeah, I mean, just being 100, like that's all we've had. We've had one. Everything else is shot straight back from production. Everything else is shot fine. Um, but that being said, well, there's more tests that we gotta run, right? Like that's why it's not coming out until the end of November, because all we're doing is testing. Like, okay, so this one, let's start this one out running Fiocchi, but let's start this one out running Blazer, and let's start this one out running aluminum case Blazer, and like let's start this. Like, what are the most common ammos people are running? And yeah, if I run match grade ammo through it, it might run great to start off. But will I get the same result if I run something cheaper through it, or if I run a heavier grain through it, or a lighter grain through it? Like, that's all the testing that we're doing right now. Because the goal for me is to not have a break-in period. I hate guns with break-in periods.
Well, it's in with the Gerson, it came with two springs, and maybe my layman brain, and I'm not there yet or whatever. We shot the spring was a 115 spring. So if you put the 115 spring, it's supposed to have ran the 115s better, right? And then the spring that was in there is supposed to run 124s, right? So we shot the Gerson a couple times, and this has been a thing on YouTube. Like if you look it up, it had an issue. So this is, but it's like the break-in period. Put all here, put all there, rack it a couple times, you should be good. But I'm thinking like and you don't. Some people ain't gun guys. Some people ain't not gun nerds, right? Or gun geeks or whatever you want to call them. They buy a gun, just want to run it. That's kind of like me. Like I gotta. And then my homeboy's like, "Man, you gotta read the manual." I said, "Wait a minute, I gotta read the manual on how to shoot a gun." Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Right?
the Gerson was like, I didn't understand why that came with two springs. So you telling me if I take this gun and I buy it, One, I didn't like the grip. I like the Match X design. I like it. It's a good shooting gun. Shoot flat off right off the rip. But I didn't understand. I didn't like the grip. But the spring thing threw me. I was like, you tell me I got to put a 115 spring in. I should be able to take that gun and shoot whatever weight of grain bullets I have abundance of in my house. I shouldn't have to go buy a particular grain of round. I already spent $1,000 a rack on this gun. Now I gotta go spend get some Grey Poupon buttered up, surrounds to shoot through this thing.
Yeah,
Nah, bro. I was little like, come on, bro. Come on. Like I shouldn't have to put a different spring in here to run 115s. Now, if I want to tamper with it later to get a different performance out of it later, let me figure
for
that out.
sure.
Do the right, but not off rip. And I said, see, that's why you buy a Staccato. You know what I'm saying? But now I can be
Right.
like, see, go buy a Levi. You ain't gotta worry.
And that's like, so one thing I do want to state as a gun manufacturer, and I want to make sure I'm on the record as saying break-in periods make sense for the higher end the gun is. The more you spend on a gun, the tighter the tolerances, the tighter the production, the more break-in periods actually make sense. The reason I have an issue with break-in periods is because there are guns that are cheaply made that instead of the gun company doing research into what the issue is, they just say it's a break-in period. And that I don't like because I know that the gun that they're talking about isn't made to those tight tolerances, isn't that it's not even the same situation. And so, um, and I'm not saying that if it doesn't have a break-in period, it's cheaply made. I don't want to say that either. But I'm just saying on a high-end gun, and if you tell me an Infinity has a break-in period, I would understand that. Infinity to me is the pinnacle of manufacturing when it comes to 2011s. However, and that's why I told Staccato, the only thing I've ever seen about this gun is that it will run. Oh, and let me make sure because the hammer's back. It is clear, by the way. It will run anything that somebody put through, right? Everything that we see about Staccato XCs, every YouTube review, every whatever says it eats anything. So then when it got to mine and it was like, oh, yeah, you got to run it through the break-in period, bro. And you got to do this. And you got to use this oil. And I'm like, wait a minute. So, but then then they started this thing talking about it was user error. That pissed me off because I'm like, wait a minute, bro. I got an Atlas EOS. I just got the Dark Forge Reaper. Like I got all these high-end 2011s, and yours is the one with the user error. That's when I was like,
They
I'll be
told you,
right back.
hey, they told you that you don't know what you're doing, and you say, you know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get the Levite. I'm gonna go make this Levite. See, you know what? I had the Levite diagram on on my bed.
Literally, literally.
I had it on my dream board. All black people got the dream board. And you was
Yeah,
like, you know what, Staccato, you didn't piss me off, so I'm about to go put this in production. I'm about to go put this
literally.
in production. But I remember Rostic Arms, and you were kind of playing with like I want to say I'm gonna say a Glock frame. I seen like a
Yeah,
Staccato. I mean,
We had a Glock clone.
yeah, Glock cone. So what was like just well, I guess you did say, this is where all the tension is with the 2011s or the 1911 frames. And what other series of 1911s y'all making with the Levite? Like, is it strictly 5 inch or is it something else or whatever?
For now, it's 5 inch for now because we got to see how the market responds. I am not a big company with a big budget. Like everything you see I'm doing is off the muscle, right? Thank God, my business is debt free. We don't have no whole bunch of loans and lenders. Again, this is how we stay open, even when the industry is slow. We don't take on a bunch of debt. However, that also means I can't drop 5 lines or something at the same time. I can't drop 8 different variants of something at the same time. We don't have the financial power to do that. And I'm wise enough to know, like, you try one thing, if that one thing works, Let's let that one thing work for a minute and then let it build us up to do the next thing. And if that one thing don't work, then we decide, do we go to that next thing, or is this not the thing altogether? Like, but it's no different from hustling. You wouldn't sell 8 different products at the same time. You figure out what works, what your demographic need.
What so and I'm asking, this is not like we while do you feel like you rushing it to the market because this is what's hot right now opposed to, and I'm gonna say that because, and I don't know, and you can tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong, because you're in the manufacturing game, or behind the scenes. Do you think you rushing it, or just manufacturers just like, or do you think this is the right time, or you could be rushing it? Because I would feel like some people companies may take a year for R&D and this and this, and make sure they got this right or that right. Da 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 da. Da. Like, is you speeding
So
up that progress because of other um other industry or other things that you did back in the in with the AR-15 with the manufacturing, or who you deal with as far as when it comes to certain parts?
so I would say no. Because one, this is not a I was able to your point, produce it so fast after the Staccato incident because this was already a work in progress.
Mr.
Right? Like you
Petty.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like you can't I wouldn't have been able to do it this fast if it already wasn't in progress behind the scenes. They just motivated me to really like we really finna push. They lit that fire. But like it had to be an emotion already. Like the first time I leaked what a Rostic Arms 2011 could look like was in 2023, right? Like I was telling people back then we had a 2011 coming out. So it's not like I just was like, let's do this. Let's find any company that could just make us one and let's just do it. And I'm gonna be 100, regardless of what anybody may feel about it. If it ain't right, I will push the launch date back and I will not put it out before I put out some stuff that's gonna ruin my name. Like this, my name. You know what I'm saying? And that's not saying a gun won't have issues. I would lie to you if I said we didn't sell AR-15s that we had to help customers work through. Oh man, you having an issue with that? Well, let us see. FaceTime me while you at the range. And it's me they talk to. It ain't some random person. It ain't what my only concern in my business when we have customer issues is let them talk to the owner. Let them talk to me. 9 times out of 10, I'm the one who built your rifle. Let's see what types of issues you having. And every time we able to fix it over the phone, they like, damn, that's it. Oh man, I feel stupid. I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. Like that's what we here for.
Yeah. And I know, I guess that's a kind of another whole hour conversation, because you get the customers that call that they didn't did something to it and they think it's your fault that they did it and broke it, but it's your fault and you got to fix it. They ain't gonna tell you they did
Yeah.
something to it, or it's just something, you know, whatever. It's whatever when it comes to that. But the one thing, like the guy, I think it's cool that you pick up the phone, because one thing that the guy gentleman was saying, that, and I felt like, okay, this would ease. If I send you a 2011 to freak it out, that's my baby, right? I feel like I spent all this
Mhm.
money, and if I get it back all messed up, I'm gonna be pissed. So
Mhm.
I was saying that to say, if I buy this gun from you, I feel better, 100% better, that one, you ain't spending me, and two, I can talk to the manufacturer and the person that put this together to tell me what I'm doing
Mhm.
wrong, because this may be my first and only
Exactly.
1911 double stack that I'm gonna mess with, and I'm only gonna mess with you. So I feel 100% better that I can talk to you, we can work through it, yada 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 yada. And to me, you are, excuse me, what's a great benefit and a good mixture, and you probably know this, is that you're a manufacturer, you're a shooter, creator, but you're also a consumer. Like, you like buying guns, you like buying
Absolutely.
firearms. So you know what you went through, what Staccato with the customer
Mhm.
service. So when it comes to your customer service, that ain't gonna be an issue. That's already like we not about to do that. This is how we gonna play it because how the situation with Staccato and everything you learn from every other 2011 you got to kind of process. Okay, this is what I want this Levi to have. Like that's an added benefit because that would ease my pain if I know if I had an issue that I can call you during work hours. We're not saying call him during non-work hours because people buy a Levi, they think you family now. You gonna say that, hey, we family now, but you know how black folks is. They gonna call you after hours
Man,
when
listen, and I wait, but I answer though. I got a guy down in Florida right now who could tell you he called me Saturday morning. He out on the range and he like, man, it's 8 something Saturday morning. And I picked up the phone. I was like, hey, can you FaceTime me? Like, let me see your run. Like, what's the issue? And then we just made a minor adjustment to his adjustable gas block. And he was like, oh man, it's cycling now. I'm like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it happens, bro. And like that's the will it always be like that? I can't say that. But right now we a small enough company where because I know the 8 ball is against me. I'm small, I'm new, I don't have the same manufacturing capabilities as the bigger players in the game, and I'm black. Like let's just be clear. People gonna look at me and be like, this big crooked tooth fat dude is making 2011s. Who qualified him to do any of this? I know that that's what we fighting every time we out here. But if I'm doing it anyway, that should tell you the confidence that I have in what we built, and that it's actually quality, and that shooters are gonna love it.
you know what's it's funny. Let's segue into this question, and this is one of those questions overall concept. And when you first started, do you think do you think the community pushed it or had your back as they should have?
Um, I won't. Yes, I think they did. I think I had to show and prove for a lot of people, but I expected nothing less. Right? Like that's the beauty of me being a consumer first and then gradually progressing my way to this. I know what my expectations were. I know when I see a new firearms company, I'm like, "Ew, here goes somebody else charging." You know what I mean? Like, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Like when somebody tells you that they got this game changer from a company you never heard of, you like, did they get paid to say that? Is that just free gun talking? Or is it really what they say they like? I know what the expectations was. So I honestly didn't expect no support. Like I expected to be able to earn my way. And I would argue that I kind of did.
Ain't no argument. So you you kind of still battling like you still out here. Like you still out here. You
For
keep
sure.
evolving. You keep changing. You keep evolving. You keep selling. You got your blocks in your area, neck of the woods, and you doing great. And like I said, you grinding for sure. Inspired me. Um, what I was saying, when I said about community pushing it, I seen you out here, and I seen not just like the black community, but I seen other guys run that gun,
Mhm.
and I can't think of the YouTuber that actually has it in his background on his
Oh, my
show.
boy Clint. Yeah,
Clint,
my boy Clint.
yeah, he
Yeah,
has it,
Magdum Morgan.
right, and I was just like that to me. If I was looking to see what reviews about the Rostic, like he had it, like he talked about it. He shot it in a couple of videos, and then
Mm-hmm.
Black Rambo actually was talking about
Yeah.
it and had it.
Yeah.
Um, and you know how black folk, you know how we think. Oh, Rambo said something about it. He gonna sell 1 million AR-15s. Rambo talked about it, eh, but
Yeah. Rambo ain't sell us nothing
hey, okay,
respectfully.
let
Like,
me just say that I'm about to just it's whatever, fam. It is what it is, right? It is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. Come
We
on.
gonna
Let's
make him
talk
do what it
about it.
do. It is what it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I'm just like I'm saying to myself, yeah, and I was like, yeah, but no. But I'm just like, yeah, but every time you see Rambo, he got another pistol or something rifle in his hand saying this the best thing out there, or this the best thing, this the best thing, this the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Nigga, you can't hold, you can't, he whatever, whoever giving him some bread to say whatever it is, like he did a great job for the culture, whatever. Just because he's so different than what previous was, right? Like he has his lane. He has his lane. Other people got their lanes. Everybody's on their own, whatever. But I said you can't hold your hat on what he says about that firearm because next week you're gonna see him with another AR-15 or a
Mm-hmm.
AR-15 with a saw on it or with a whatever else. You know what I'm saying? A saw or a flamethrower or some shit or who knows a bat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
But it's always something. So you can't hang your hat on that. I said, but you seen his rifle with my man on that YouTube that he was talking heavy about it. And I guess I'm saying that
Right.
to say because of that, and I know we had conversations about you didn't you're not going to do the whole influencer thing no more
Mm-hmm.
because and I see companies they kind of ran back on that. Like it was hot for a while, for a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Influencer is pushing. But I remember you saying something about that you're not gonna do that. You didn't really feel like it was a benefit. What are you gonna do the same? Like what's the plan and marketing plan for this 2011? Because although the influencer thing ain't what it is, and most people thought maybe, and I'm not saying it shoulda or he shoulda or whatever, and maybe because like I said, Black Rambo is not a grand thumb in a sense
Right, right,
of what I'm saying a person that said if Grand Thumb had that rifle and he said something about it or whatever, you probably be still making rifles, right? Like not you be
right.
like I wouldn't even see you. You be somewhere like man, I've been making
Mm-hmm.
rifles since they Grand Thumb said something about it. We had to shut down this because the website crashed, all this crap.
Right.
Now when it comes to this Levi 2011, if it get into the right hands, you never know. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the kind of like the philosophy about how you're gonna push this one? Because maybe it didn't work with the AR-15, and that could be because of whatever reason, right? AR-15s, there's a million of them. People this, whatever. But how you is a Levite like? What's the philosophy and strategy with this one?
So the difference between then and now is I know my target customer, right? Like, and I mean like I know them in an intimate way. So like whereas the Rostic Arms RA15s, we were trying to push them mainstream. I've learned that my customer isn't mainstream. Like my customer is the guys at all my local gun shops. It is the guys who are shooting 3 gun matches. It is the guy like those are the guys because they rather come to me and be like, "Hey, can you upgrade this on the rifle? Can you do this?" Like there's some customers that I got on a local scene that I was like, if I just manage this well, like I almost never need to go mainstream because like this is the market for me. However, I think the difference between then and now, as far as how we'll handle influencers, is I got real relationships with people now, right? Like Black Rambo was one of the first people that I made a dope relationship with. Like I met him at SHOT Show, super cool dude. I seen him all over the internet. He did what we needed him to do, which was get us exposure. We needed at that time, we needed exposure. We was a new rifle company. He didn't say my last name right. My boys were so mad at him. Like we needed exposure. They was like, man, he said Rostec. It's Rostic. Like, why he say it like that? Call him, bro. Call. But that's bro,
He be like
Black
Rostec. Oh
Rambo.
yeah. That rifle cold. Rostec. Yeah, that's my dog.
Right,
But
you know
that
what I'm
could
saying?
be
But
that Louisiana.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it didn't bother me none because Black Rambo was one of the first friends I had in the industry. If I FaceTime him right now, he gonna answer. Like when I FaceTimed him at Shot Show, where you at? I need one of them knives. He like, bet I'm over at this booth. Come pull up on me. Like that's who he is. And he didn't charge me nothing. He was just like, hey, bro, if you want me to do this for you, I got you. Shoot me one, whatever. Then he got another video shooting it with it. Like he did what I felt like as a friend was supposed to do. Cause he could have came at me like, well, I charge this much for this and blah blah blah. Like he could have played it different, but he didn't. He did it as a homie, and I'ma forever be grateful to Black Rambo. Like I said, I could call him right now. But to your point, he's not the person that's gonna sell this. We know that. We got to put this in the hand of real shooters. Not even saying he not a real shooter, but I'm saying you want to see your favorite competition shooter run this. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't necessarily want to see somebody just showcase it off like, "Ooh, this is pretty." And the frame is that's where I'm saying you got to shoot it because you I could tell you the frame is aluminum. I could tell you the all of my components are steel. I could tell you the V10 porting makes it flat as a pancake. I could tell you all of those things, but you want to see somebody shoot it and then you want to shoot it. So that's why now my plan is how do we get these in the hands of gun ranges? Like we're going all over Michigan doing what we call in demo days where we just go set up shop at a range. I reserve a lane all day. You buy your ammo from the range, and then you can run it one mag. You can run it 100 mags. Like we just gonna be out there, and then if you want to place an order, place it through to whatever range we at. I get them their little cut. Everybody wins, and people get to actually shoot it because that's what's gonna make the difference. The testimonials from real shooters, not just the YouTubers.
Well, and I mean, yeah, I mean that's basic, and that was something you learned. But like I said, and that was smart. You said he did what he's supposed to. Now, every time somebody asks about Rostic, he always said, "That's my dog. Grab a rifle." Like he always said that. Like regardless of
Always.
hand, always said.
Yeah,
If anybody said,
always.
"Oh, you got that Rostic right there? That's my dog." Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was always on that tip. He was always. But you
Yeah.
know how people, especially in the hood, in the community, Rambo had it. Boo boo. This, and this, and that. I'm just like, listen. Sometimes it don't work like that. That ain't like it's a lot of other stuff that goes into selling it.
Bro,
And
just giving away rifles, like the whole influencer thing and why I stopped it with the rifles was because we had more people that were interested in how to get a free rifle for a review than they were in actually buying it and running it. Right? You know what I'm saying? And that right there let me know, oh, we got the game messed up. Because I mean, just being 100, that's people coming to the hood for testers but they ain't buying no work. They just want to test it. Like, man, get out my face, bro. Like, what part of the game is that? We had to really reevaluate. Now there are friends that we actually have in the industry, like my boy Clint, Roger from QVO Tactical, Peter, who's the cameraman for Coleon Noir. Like, Peter is my guy. Like, Coleon was super dope. We met, we chopped it up, kicked it, exchanged numbers or whatever, but Peter is my guy. Like Peter is super dope. We constantly talking. It could be sharing meme videos, whatever, just having fun. Like, but so there's people that I'm actually making connection with that if it makes sense, if my customer base is like, that's who we want to see run it. Like Roger from PVO Tactical is somebody my consumer said, like my customer said, we want to see Roger run it. We want to see what QVO Tactical think about it. And that's
hey,
how we built our relationship.
hey, I was like, QVO, bro, if you bring another gun on that damn table and flap it down and put this shit on, I'm a screen. He sent me laughing emojis back. He was like, man, why? I said, I swear to God, if I look on Instagram, I see another video of you getting a damn gun and doing it. I'm like, shit, I can't keep up with
Mhm.
all the shit and guns and this and that and the third. But he was cool, man. I don't know if it's him responding or somebody else, but
It is.
every
I
time
can
I
tell you
say
that it's him.
every time I say something or something, I'm assuming he hit. Maybe that was just funny to him. But when I send it, I was like, man, I swear to God, if you open another box with another gun, another red dot, I'm gonna lose my damn shit. He sent it
Man,
back.
bro.
He was laughing. But that's cool, man. And Listen, if you if Colin want how you say his boy name? Colin,
Coleon Noir.
you know, black folks we mess up a name. Colin, hey boy, Colin,
Right.
Colin.
Don't put that on black folks. That's your country, so that's that east side of Michigan talk.
Hey, listen, if he jump out the Lambo and be like, "Hey, I just got this Levi," oh, he jump out that black Lambo or whatever car he in or whatever he
Yeah.
doing. He jump out and do the review and say, "Listen, I've been a 2011 fan forever or 1911, but until I got this one, you know, whatever you know how he do, I'm just like, oh, just drop the mic, game over." And but that's funny that people want that gun to go to. And it's kind of like, is that gonna be the rite of passage? Is this gonna be it? Like just
But you
because,
see, right, that's it. Who like that's why I stopped the influencer thing, because it's like no matter who you give one to, it's always somebody else. And it's always it was a dude who popped in like, man, bro, this company just sent me this. I got them 10 million views. I said, that's dope. How many sales did they get based off of yo traffic? And he was like, oh, I'm gonna ask him. I never heard from him again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I would say that if because the rifle, if you did what it did, I would say like if a man from QVO had it, it would probably be like, you know what I'm saying, like one of those things like, yeah, this boy about to, you know, just
but
because
he
some
honest. He's
he
honest,
honest and
bro.
he honest and he shoot and he out there and he been doing it for a while. He shoot guns, he put them together, so he kind of he make holster. It's a lot, so um he got a lot of certifiedness in what he does for people in this in our space in social media world
Yeah.
that needs a approval. I don't know why. My man shooting the gun. He's the owner, operator, manufacturer. He telling you this boy running right, and he not gonna
Mhm.
put shit out there because you know his rifles. But you know some people need that little pat on the back to be like, "Hey,
And
this is what it
ain't
is."
nothing wrong with it, bro,
For sure,
because
for sure,
like
for
you
sure.
know that the hustler in me is like it's some people before you dealt with them, they had to get a cosign. You know what I'm saying? We didn't just let anybody come do business with us. Like, yo, who can vouch for you? Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, and that's I understand that in this space, I'm the new kid on the block, right? So I don't take offense when people like, oh, you need to get this person to run it. Honest Outlaw was another one. There's like, you need Honest Outlaw to run one, right? But that's what they saying is you need somebody that we already trust to vouch for you, and I'm alright with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, you said you got to go where the attention goes, so we're gonna say the attention is going. Well, let's just say you gotta remember, like he's funding this. Like he's not a big bank company. He's not invested by an invested group like other
None
companies
of
that
that.
that's getting money and throwing bags and stuff his way. So this is out his pockets. So people got to understand that when they say, "Hey, well, send this here, send this. I want one to him, one to him." Like, man, come on,
Bruh,
listen. You wouldn't do it if this
bruh,
was you. You
bruh.
wouldn't
That's
send a pair of socks and coat off your back to somebody. So you want my man to send a gun out to somebody, 5 or 6 of them around? Come on, man.
No,
Like,
they be wanting me to send 50 of them around. And I'd be like, bro, we would go broke. Don't believe it? Ask Watchtower. Watchtower went broke sending them Apaches to all them influencers and stuff, hoping it would save their company. Now they just got bought by another holdings company, and we'll see if they bounce back. But like they went broke, bro. You cannot influence your way to sales because the average person don't care. I'd rather go to every gun range from Grand Rapids to Houston, Texas, and stop at every range on the way than just be giving out free guns. Like, it don't work that way.
yeah, that's and and that's yeah, that'll be a dope little setup. That'll be from here to Indiana, Ohio, every range and it
Yeah, that's bro,
run.
but that's the type of stuff we finna be on. Like, especially Michigan. It's a gun store called Not Just Guns. The first thing I did, and they in Mason. Shout out to Not Just Guns, man. Pat, Stan, all the guys over there.
Man, you don't know
Yeah.
Standing Man. That's my
Man,
dog.
bro,
Stand
Stan,
the man.
well, listen,
Tell
I
Standing
took
Man
Stan.
heavy. Text I'm since say Standing Man. I was on the podcast with Heavy Metal. with KJ. He
Yeah,
gonna be like, "That's my dude." Stan shoot two gun with us. Hey, they got some shit up there. I heard.
yeah. So listen, because they the number one to me, or I believe I just read that they're the number one 2011 dealer in Michigan. But peep this, Stan is who I took the gun to first.
Yeah, Stan,
The
Stan,
first
Stan is the
person
man. Yeah.
I took it to, and I said, "Rip this apart." And he did. A
Oh
lot
yeah.
of the changes you see here is based on my conversation with him. He was the first person that was like, "Oh man, I love that you got your own grips. This texture is shit." I was like, "Yo," he was like,
And
"I'm
his
not being rude."
in his eccentric way, right? Like he
Right,
stand different. Stand
right.
different.
He was the first person, like when he first checked my safeties, he was like, "Oh man, it's a little extra play. Like when you push down, kind of go down a little too far. Like you might want to tighten that up. Look at some different." And then he wasn't just telling me stuff. He was like, "Look at this company. Oh, I see that you went the Cerakote route. You probably want to go DLC. Nighthawk Cerakote. Look, this is my Nighthawk. All the Cerakote done rubbed off. I only had it for a few weeks." Like he was literally laying, but that's what I wanted him to do. I wanted to go up there where they sell a bunch of 2011, and he laid out all these guns. He took the Levite, then he laid out
The Fennec.
Cardinal Arms, he laid out Phoenix Trinity, he laid out Dark Forge, he laid out Staccato. Like he was like, let's just go through all of them and let's feel the differences in the racking, in the safeties, in the grip safety, in the springs that I'm using, like in the hammer. What does the hammer feel like? Is it lightened? What's going like Stan really helped me turn this into what it is, and I didn't even know him. I just met him through a friend.
Yeah,
So
Stan the man. That's my dude. Matter of fact, where
listen,
my
bro, but that's what
not
I'm.
just
But that
guns. Yeah.
and that's it. Shout out to Not Just Guns, but it's like so that I'm saying that because now you know his character, and you know that he know guns. That's who I took it to first. That
He don't
said,
pull
make you
punches. He ain't gonna tell you. He ain't gonna tell you like he ain't gonna piss on you telling you, he gonna tell
right.
your ass. Like he ain't
So
gonna just
wait,
tell you it's raining. He ain't gonna piss on you and say, "Hey man, it's rain." Nah, Stan is straight up. Like that's
right.
some bullshit.
So when you ask me, am I rushing to market? In my mind, no,
you right.
because I
You right
did
where you
I
want to
did
be.
my checks and balances. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm still, if I put this gun, I could feel like this is the perfect configuration. And if we get closer to launch date and somebody points out a critical flaw to me, we gonna push it back and we gonna fix it. Like we ain't gonna rush to put some shit out just to say we got some shit out. Like that's not, I don't have to do that. But I'm gonna take it to the uncoils. I'm gonna take it to the Barrack 616s and all the premier ranges. Like I'm gonna take it to Bullet Hole in Holland, On Target in Kalamazoo. Like I'm going to all the gun stores and I'm like, hey yo, check this out. This is what I'm doing as a local manufacturer. You know what I'm saying?
Why that pop on? Mm. The that's yeah that's gonna that yeah that's gonna be a dope situation. Like to push it and be out there just to get, and just a whole line of that's just a whole lot of content, a whole lot of they can see the birth of the Levite, right? The iterations are evolving of what I'm trying to do, and people don't see that, so that's gonna be unique in itself, right?
You
Like
see
people
what I'm
don't.
saying? Now, tell me that's not more effective than sending out 100 free guns.
Well, it's something back you said before. People want to go where the attentions is and the content is, and and to me, that's more than just a gun. That's a what you want to call it, whole cable guy kind of idea, right? They just
Hmm.
follow the conception of the birth of the Levite, the how it evolved, how it went here. It's like taking the customer on a a a, a journey into the Rostic Arms evolution of the Levite. Like that in itself demands its own like page, its own setup, its own
Right?
everything, so people could chime in and you know And but now I thought I started thinking about like the whole what's that what's that duck gun? What is that? The platypus? Like people go on
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
platypus and say, I want this yellow, I want this and this and this. And I'm just like, you get it and that shit. Like, man, they call it they call it a metal Glock. Like they people the like
Mm-hmm.
the platypus. But you know what I'm saying? But people just love that journey. So I think that's a that'll be a dope situation for sure. And
For
you know,
sure.
one thing I asked you about the culture and the community, because I just feel like everybody holler that we need black on this, black on that. Um and even when I was trying to start my company, black on, I thought I was gonna sell a million t-shirts or whatever, just because I said black on, whatever, right? And that ain't what it was. You know what I'm saying? He still had to get out
Yeah.
here, he still gotta hustle. People don't trust what it is because they're so kind of brainwashed into what everybody else wears or what everybody else got or whatever the cool operator wears or whatever, 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 opposed to saying, hey, take a chance on this dude or this gun, this rifle, and let's do this. So like I said, I wish you the utmost I
Yeah,
want you to
I
do
appreciate
major
that.
units with this boy. I want you to shake up the
Yeah,
industry. I want somebody,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, be like, "Hey, Rasta, let's sit down and have a conversation." Because I feel like you about to just do something, and I want to buy the whole company because I'm scared of what's about to happen with this Levite.
And they can come on and buy the whole thing. Let me negotiate some royalties for my kids and let's talk about it.
Well, and like I said, you know, in in that this that's the legacy thing. And I just think that, you know, like I said, we talk about we need our black owned this and that. Well, we got a black owned company manufacturer that started off building AR-15s or and customizing them, was building
Hmm.
firearms, was selling firearms. So it was two shot there, like using manufacturer and selling firearms. So let's buy them, let's push them. Cause you know, some of the homies are down. I was telling people, I said, man, you would buy this. You don't want to buy the Daniel. You don't want to buy this. I said, you don't want to buy the Daniel or this, but I'm gonna tell you not to buy this. I said, well, look up Rostec Arms and look who he
Right.
is, and then go cop one of those. All right, I'll look into it. I'll look into it. Or you know what I'm saying, whatever. But and you know how hard it is to get rifles on shelves of stores that maybe not know who you is. That's not in your certain area. Because they ain't gonna take a chance because certain stores may buy from a buy group that buys guns and stuff from other companies or a wholesaler and they
Right.
getting different discounts. So I think if your guns are on more shelves in local stores, more people get eyes on them. And especially in the cities and areas where I'm at, people probably would have like caught one opposed to me telling them like, you know, if you was BMF on 75, 94 with
Right.
that whole
Right.
Rostic Arms
Right.
off the freeway, people like Rostic Arms coming soon, they'd have looked you up. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't that. So I think
Right. But that's the approach we want to take though. Like if I'm just being 100, like that what the game has taught me is mainstream success is cool, but if you can do it with the little guys, if you can make believers out of the local guys, like that already will put you in a position beyond your wildest dreams. Like going to the ranges and telling the people just come in the range, hey, I got a gun that you can rent and shoot today for free. You can whatever type of ammo you brought with you, run it. Like, and let's see what it do. Like, you know what I mean? Like who wouldn't do it? You know what I mean? Like,
and then especially because they shooting 2011, the owner there and all. Like I said before, I think that's a dope idea to be there. So they can talk to the owner, see who it is, and then for us to see what it is and who it is, it's a little different. And then
yeah,
and I know you're not just gonna bring one thing. You probably gonna bring the the lifestyle brand of everything that you do. You know what I'm saying?
you
So they
got
can
to. You got to.
they can see it all. They can see it all. So we've been on here everybody for about I ain't gonna hold Rossi too long. I know he got kids and baby girls and he gotta get to
All
thinking
right.
of
All right.
he gotta go to bed, get some rest, and think of the next best great thing to do and put on the
That's
put
the
on the
plan.
put on the Levite and everything, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. Like I said, man, bro, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, for
Appreciate you
sure.
uh and showing us the Levite. We the first ones with it, all
First
that good
one.
stuff. Now I got
First
pressure to get
ones.
this thing up and popping, and audience, everybody on Instagram, YouTube, everybody. Look, let's get all the shares and
Yeah.
views we can get, so he can be
All
like,
of it. Because
man, go ahead.
we not even posting it until you post it. We waiting on you.
That's the
So
most.
now that's the pressure. There you
That's the
go.
pressure. So right. So y'all gotta help me out because I don't want him saying, "Hey, I ain't gonna pop cuts no more." Cause
Oh
they
no, I ain't. I'm gonna just tell them on Instagram. I'm finna literally as soon as we get off, I'm finna tell Instagram if y'all want to see the 2011, go hit Pop Culture 223 and DM them right now. Tell them put that interview out.
Hey, I was like, man, Rostic always was playing around. He coming on pop culture, and everybody's hit me like, "Hey, Rostic coming on there, Rostic." I was like, I don't know, nigga. Shit, every time he said, this nigga don't. I was like, you when you find out, tell me. Shit, I don't know.
Man, listen,
I was like,
listen.
hey,
When
that dude, he talking about the marketing game, the getting people to oh shit, was that the Levi in that box? He about to open it,
hmm
and then it just go off. I was like, oh, he got that shit down pat. He got that
man,
clickbait
listen.
down pat, bro.
Listen, bro, but that's what it's about, man. Like at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna have haters, the naysayers, the prove is good people, but just like that, I also got a ton of people that's like, yo, we proud of you. Yo, I want to see it because it's black owned. I want to see it because it's actually good, right? It's people who hate the fact that when I mention that I'm black owned. But it's like, bro, look who you buying the gun from. So like it's evident. You know what I mean? We ain't gotta, you know what I mean? Like I ain't I get it. But then I get that some people use that as a crutch too. And it's like at the end of the day, I'm celebrating that this is what we do.
We're in a tough time right now, spiritually, mentally, and
Oh
politically.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
it's a lot of craziness going on and
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
So like I said, we had a little incident in Michigan, Battle Creek, and I was praying for the
Yeah.
families at that
Big
church,
prayers.
man, and just like the
Big
community in the
prayers.
whole, man. This it's a lot of craziness going on. So, you know,
Facts.
s- just to see you still being positive and see you pushing on, and I know you had some setbacks, not really setbacks, but you had issues. You had
Yeah.
your
Every
brother,
day.
your brother 2 years ago or whatever that situation at the
Yep.
court.
My big brother got killed. Yep.
Yep,
Like
I know you're dealing
it's
with
all,
that.
bro.
So
It's
you've
been
been
all type of stuff. I done went broke twice. You know what I mean? Like ATF came to the spot, like let us see everything, and if it ain't right, you done. Like it's been all type of stuff that we done went through. But that's what I'm saying. Like we showing the world, like yo, this is what Tupac said it best is one of my favorite quotes when he said, I might not change the world, but I might spark the brain of the person that changed the world. Like, that's really what I'm on. This may not be the make me the next Staccato. This may show the next black boy from the hood who fascinated with guns, but everybody in his family hate him. This may show him that, yo, it's possible. You can go from running around with a BB gun to your own manufacturing company with your family last name on here or your religion or faith inspiring the name and you uh pushing people to learn more about the Bible based on something that you putting out into the earth like that is amazing. I might spark the brain of the person who becomes the next Staccato, becomes the next Springfield, becomes the next Rostic Arms. Like that's what it's about to me more than anything. Because one of the things that you can know about me, bro, if all this gun stuff shut down today, in a week I'll be cracking on something different and we'll be popping just the same, money be flowing just the same. That's just who I am. That's that Michigan in me. That's that hustler in me. Like that's just what it is. But this is so much bigger than that. This is about showing our people that we don't have to just all become USCCA instructors and that's the only way we can get in the game. Like shout out to USCCA too. I love y'all. I'm a USCCA instructor, so I didn't mean nothing by that. But I'm just saying that typically is the way that black people feel like that idea was like, oh, I could get in the game, I could just become an instructor. It's like, no, bro, we can make guns, we can make ammo, we can make holsters, we can make body armor, we can make all type of stuff. Like the industry is wide open, especially right now with so many companies going bankrupt. I was telling my boy, you could start a military surplus store. That stuff is all over the place. You can go to gun shows and buy a bunch of surplus and resell it at a shop. Like, it's so many ways to make money that our people are not tapped into, that I'm like, let me be the voice that hopefully I change the world. But if I don't, let me spark the mind of the person who do.
I was gonna say, can you give me a nice little outro? And I think that might have been it, unless you want to tell them one more thing.
Yeah,
One
well,
more thing.
I
So
feel like I got
so
to
go
do the
ahead. Hey,
usual.
go ahead and end it right quick. Look, 30 seconds.
Yeah, man. So listen, y'all. At the end of the day, my name is Daryl. I am the owner and head of operations at Rostec Arms. We're a firearms manufacturing company. We got a double stack 1911 releasing soon. I'm super proud of it. I'm super proud because I think the quality that it's been crafted with, the quality that we put into making sure that the reliability is there, the durability is there. Um, there's so much stuff that I didn't even get into in this interview because I didn't want to nerd out on it. But like, I'm proud. I'm proud that we were able to manufacture something that I think is of value to the world. And is it going to be the best gun you ever shot? Yes, it is, because I'm that confident. But in case it's not, I want you to give me that feedback. I want you to tell me how I could change the game, how I can make something of value to you, right? But more than that, I want you guys to understand that you can do anything, right? Like this same thing used to get me in so much trouble in the hood, like used to get me in so much trouble in life. And now it's the way I take care of my family. It's the way I provide for my family and friends. Like, bro, you can do anything. You can change your circumstances, and it only takes a decision. That's all it takes is a decision. I made a decision that I'm going to do my damn best to put out a quality firearm that not only will people love and enjoy, but will be able to protect themselves and the people they love with it. If you see value in that, give me a shot. And if it's not for you, God bless. Because one thing about a hustler, it's a customer somewhere for me. I just gotta find them.
Hey, it's a customer. If you know one thing about a hustler, it's a customer somewhere for me. Dropping
That's
game.
it.
All right, man.
That's it.
Give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
Yo, check it out. Look, that was like I said, it was a lot to impact on this show with him. Like I said, I've been wanting to interview the homie Rustic Arms for a while. So we got like 2 hours of straight fire. And I thought some once I seen the gun, I thought about some other questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get into all the questions. Like you said, he was want to nerd out on some things that we didn't go over. But it is what it is. It's always out there. We can get him back on the show, later on down the line. We still got some more content coming up, trying to create with him. I want to get my hand, I want to go up there, I want to get my hands on it, I want to run it, shoot it, all that, molest it, all that good stuff. You know how we do with the guns. But look, anyway, that's it from us, man. Smash that like and subscribe, smash that subscribe button, turn your notifications, hit that like button, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Like I said, we trying to be everywhere like space. I'm around like the ground, baby. So just hit me up, hit us in our DMs, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube. I don't have a Facebook up, but we on TikTok, all that good stuff. So look, game recognize game. We recognize you, so please recognize us. And I'm out. Peace.